Well, hey there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here and this is your first time, then welcome to Larry's House of Hockey. Kind of doing a take two of this one. This time without the kid causing havoc all over the place. But yeah, it's power rankings again. Power rankings time, week 20, and yeah, we had some interesting teams moving around. One team dropped that isn't surprising, at least to me. But yeah, so had some interesting movement going around this week, and we will start here. Move that forward a little bit. We will start here at number 32. These guys staying in the same spot. They went 1-2-1 on the week, 1-8-1 in the last 10. They did finally break their 14-game losing streak, and that's Arizona. So the Coyotes again. They're number 32 again. They finally broke that long losing streak that they've been on. They were a team that was threatening. They were in a playoff. They were in the playoff race until they started that streak and they dropped right out. But yeah. So I mean, they're number 32 this week still, and they broke the losing streak. Let's see if they can improve on it. Number 31, also staying in the same spot. These guys, they are on a 2-game losing streak. They went 0-2-1 on the week, 1-6-3 in the last 10. And again, this is another team, they're just kind of waiting for the draft lottery. Chicago. So the Blackhawks, of course, they are, they're not good. They're not good. Connor Bedard, good. He's going to be a star. He is going to be a star for sure. And the Blackhawks, we'll see what they can do in the draft lottery and just try to build their team from there. And we'll see what they can. We'll see what they can do. Not really thinking they're going to do much here the rest of the season, but never know. They can string some wins together. They're a very scrappy team. Number 30. These guys drop one spot. These guys, they went 0-2-1 on the week, 2-6-2 in the last 10. They lost their last game in a shootout, and that's San Jose. So the Sharks, of course, they are, they're a team that is, they're not as bad as was predicted. Especially with the start that they got off to, they were just awful. And I mean awful. And so, they're definitely not as bad as we thought they would have been. But again, it's San Jose. They're a struggling team, and they're another team that's kind of waiting for the draft lottery. Number 29, moving up one spot. These guys move up one spot again, not really because they really did anything worthwhile. They went 1-0-2 on the week. They lost both games. The last 2 games they've lost in a shootouts. 2-6-2 in the last 10. Montreal. So the Habs, again, they're kind of playing out the string too. They're another one of those teams though. They're very plucky. They can string wins together, and they have a habit of they have a tendency sometimes to sneak up on people. But yeah, they're number 29. Number 28. These guys drop one spot. 2-2 on the week. 4-6 in the last 10. They did win their last game, however, and that is Columbus. So the Jackets are just another team. They're just kind of playing out the string. They fired the general manager, and you got to think this team is going to make some changes in the offseason. They're a team that I thought was going to be better, but they're not. Number 27. These guys move up one spot, and again they didn't really do. I mean they actually had an above 500 week. They went 2-1 on the week. They've won 2 straight, including a big win against New Jersey, and that's Anaheim. So the Ducks are, again, they're not one of those teams. They're just nothing's really expected, and they'll be in the draft lottery. We'll see if they can continue to build their team. But that win against New Jersey, that was a big win for them. That was a really big win for them, and we'll see if they can build on it. Number 26, dropping 4 spots. They went 0-4 on the week, losers of obviously 4 in a row, 3-6-1 in the last 10, and yes, they dropped 4 spots. Ottawa. So the Senators are just kind of back to the kind of team we unfortunately, thought they've been most of the season. Another team that I expected a lot more from, and it just hasn't been there. And we'll see if they can somehow build on. If they can. I mean, obviously, you lose 4 in a row, you can only go up from there, right? So we'll see what they can do after in this next week here. But yeah, this week down to number 26. Number 25. This is another team that dropped 4 spots. These guys, they went 1-2 on the week, 5-5 in the last 10, losers of their last game, and losing to an Anaheim team that just was a bad loss. New Jersey. So the Devils, I don't know. I expected New Jersey is a team. I thought they were going to make the playoffs this year. I think it's going to be interesting to look back to when the season gets close to ending to go and see where I had a lot of these teams during the preseason, because I think I had New Jersey up toward the top, and they're not there, and it's not good, and I don't see them making the playoffs. I really don't see them making the playoffs, and it's definitely a surprise from where I thought they would have been. But yeah, they're number 25. Number 24. These guys move up 2 spots. They went 2-2 on the week, even though they lost 2 in a row. It's just, you get a couple of teams that drop, they kind of move up. And yeah, they went 2-2, losers of 2 in a row. Pittsburgh. So the Penguins, another team that I expected a lot more from. With Crosby, Malkin, Carlson, Letang, and those boys, I did. I thought they were going to be a lot better than they are. And they're another team that I don't see them making the playoffs. And yeah, it's just they struggle. They definitely have some struggles, and I don't know what they're going to do at the trade deadline. Whether or not they're going to sell, who would they sell? I don't know. Be interesting to see, but with the trade deadline right around the corner, we'll have to see what the Penguins do. We'll have to see what Kyle Dubas will do. Number 23. These guys move up 2 spots, and they went 2-1 on the week, 6-2-2 in the last 10. Winners of their last game, Washington. So the Capitals are another team. They're not much is expected of them. I mean, we think that they could potentially get into a playoff spot, maybe, but boy, it's not. That's not gonna be not going to be an easy task to try to get into the playoffs, considering right now they are. Where are they? They are. They're 7 points out of a playoff spot. So I don't know. I don't see Washington getting in, but stranger things have happened. They do have Alex Ovechkin. They just put Kuznetsov on waivers, which shocked me. But is anybody going to claim him? Probably not. He is making $8 million a year. But yeah, we'll have to see what Washington can do. This week they're 23. Number 22, dropping 7 spots. The biggest drop. This is the biggest dropper on the of the week. And is it any surprise? I mean, honestly, is it any surprise? Is it any surprise it's Minnesota? It's Minnesota just doing Minnesota things. I don't know what they're going to do come trade deadline. I don't know if they're going to. I would think right now, being that they kind of have dropped out of the playoff hunt here. They're 8 points out of a playoff spot. I don't see them. I don't see the Wild making up that ground. And yeah, losers of 3 in a row, 0-3 on the week. Yeah, I don't see it. It's the Wild doing Minnesota things like normal. Just typical Minnesota team, right? It's always kind of what we can expect. Number 21. These guys went up 2 spots. These guys have been on a little bit of a run here. Again, it always seems to be too little, too late for these guys when they decide to do this. Where's this been throughout the year? Buffalo. So the Sabres, 3-1 on the week, 7-3 in the last 10. They've won 2 straight. Where's this been? I mean, honestly, where has this been all year? They've looked decent. They've looked decent recently, but again, where has this been all year? They're nowhere near a playoff spot. They're 10 points out of a playoff spot. And it's again, where's this been all year? They start putting it together at a time when it doesn't really matter, unfortunately. But hey, they're starting to kind of climb. We'll see. Number 20. Now these guys move up 4 spots because these guys are on a little bit of a run too. And again, where has this been for these guys all year? 3-0 on the week, 5-3-2 in the last 10. Obviously, winners of 3 straight. The Islanders. So the Islanders, with Patrick Waugh, they're a team that just consistency is really they've struggled with consistency a lot, and they are, they're looking good right now. What are they going to do next week? I don't know, but these guys they're somewhat close to a playoff spot. They're only 4 points out of a playoff spot. So, is it possible the Islanders can get in the playoffs? It's possible. Can they? We'll have to see. Number 18, moving up 1 spot. They went 2-1 on the week, 5-4-1 in the last 10. They did lose their last game. Seattle. So the Kraken, they are, they're a team too. They're in a hunt for a playoff spot. Will they get that playoff spot? I don't know. They're a little far. They're a little far behind. They're 7 points out of a playoff spot. But can they make up that ground? It's possible. Do I think they will? Yeah, I wouldn't count on it, but again, you never know. There's still a long time to go yet. Number 18. These guys drop one spot. These guys were kind of in a playoff spot. Now they've kind of dropped a little bit. 1-1-1 on the week. 4-5-1 in the last 10. They did win their last game. St. Louis. The Blues are, again, they're a team that, I mean, they're not that far out of a playoff spot either. I mean, they kind of are, but they kind of, they were in a playoff spot. Now they're not, and they're 5 points out of that number 2 wild card right now. And do I see the Blues climbing back into that spot? Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like Seattle. I don't know. They're a little closer than Seattle, so maybe we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the Blues right now this week, number 18, number 17, moving up 2 spots. These guys, even though they went 1-2 on the week, they're 6-4 in the last 10. They did win their last game, and they're number 17 this week. LA. So the Kings are a team right now. They are in a playoff spot. They currently hold the number 2 wild card. And are the LA Kings a team that anybody's really going to want to see come playoff time? I don't know. I don't think I'd necessarily want to see them, but you never know. And but yeah, they're the number 2 wild card right now, which would mean they would play, by the looks of it, that that'd be a first round matchup if the playoffs started now. LA Vancouver. Yeah. Yeah, how interesting that could be. But yeah, LA right now they're starting to kind of try to climb again. And this week, number 17. Number 16, staying in the same spot. These guys, they went 2-1-1 on the week, 5-4-1 in the last 10. They did win their last game. This is a team, they're up and they're down. Tampa. So the Lightning, I don't know what to think about the Lightning. I really don't. They look good, then they look bad. They just I don't know. And you got Stamkos, who's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. Will they try to sign him? I honestly can't see. I couldn't see Stamkos being in another uniform, but who knows? And yeah, Tampa's. I mean, is Tampa a team you're really going to want to see in the first round of the playoffs? I really wouldn't, even though they right now are the number 2 wild card. They're tied with Detroit, even though they've played 2 more games than Detroit. But again, is Tampa a team you're going to want to see in the playoffs? I don't know. Be interesting to see come playoff time though if they make it, who they're going to play. Number 15. These guys drop 1 spot. These guys, they went 1-2 on the week, 3-6-1 in the last 10. They've lost 2 in a row after getting a big home and home split with Toronto. They've lost 2 in a row again. Vegas. So the Knights, what is Vegas? What is Vegas? What is Vegas? They are a team, they're the defending champions, and I don't know. I don't know what they are right now. They're without Stone. They should be getting Eichel back soon, and yeah. But right now they're kind of struggling, and they got overtaken by Edmonton this week. They actually got overtaken by Edmonton by a point. Who'd have thought that after the start after the start that the 2 of those teams had. But yeah, Vegas, number 15. Number 14. These guys move up 4 spots. Even though they went 2-2 on the week, 5-4-1 in the last 10, they did win their last game. Philadelphia. So the Flyers. What kind of team are the Flyers? People are still wondering if they're going to sell at the deadline. I don't know why they would, but again, because some people are thinking they're going to drop out. I hope not. I really don't. I don't want to see Philadelphia drop out. I think it'd be great to see them in the playoffs, but it's crazy. I mean, they're still sitting third in the division, and yet people are saying, oh, they should sell at the deadline. I don't think so. But right now they're still in a playoff spot, and this week they are number 14. Number 13, dropping 3 spots. Count them, 3 spots. They went 1-1-1 on the week, 3-2-5 in the last 10 games. Boston. What in the world is going on with the Bruins? They have more overtime and shootout loss points than they've lost more games in overtime and a shootout than they have in regulation. They've lost 13 games in regulation, 14 in overtime. So yeah, Boston. I don't know. Boston is they're kind of an enigma right now. We're just not quite sure what they're gonna be, or what they can be. I mean, are they still a great team? Hell yeah, but we'll see what happens. Number 12. These guys drop 1 spot. They went 2-1 on the week, 5-4-1 in the last 10. They did lose their last game, however, and these guys have kind of struggled lately too. Colorado. Now, are the Avalanche a team that is not going to be one of the favorites to go all the way in the Western Conference? They could. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I think they could come out of the West very easily with the amount of talent they have. But they've been struggling lately too. Now, what kind of moves will they do at the trade deadline? Will they try and go out and get a goaltender to kind of back up Georgiev? I don't know. But yeah, Colorado still they're still a pretty decent team. And this week they're number 12. Number 11, moving down 4 spots. These guys, they went 2-2 on the week, 6-4 in the last 10. They have lost 2 in a row though. But another team that's in a way kind of surprised some people. Detroit. So the Red Wings, they're a decent team right now. They right now are in a playoff spot. They have the number 1 wild card. They're tied with Tampa for the number 1 wild card, but they have played 2 less games than Tampa, and yeah. So we'll see what Detroit can do, but yeah. Oh, okay. Apparently, I had a little somebody who wanted to come up as she was kind of jumping up on my leg. Hi, Belle. How are you? Yes, of course. This is Annabelle, and yeah. So yeah, Detroit is number 11 this week, and yeah, yeah. No, she definitely likes having daddy time sometimes. But yeah, Detroit is number 11. Number 10. These guys move up 2 spots. They've been on a little bit of a nice run. They went 2-0 on the week, 7-3 in the last 10, winners of 5 straight. Calgary. So the Flames are looking really good right now. And yeah, they're a team that can be reckoned with. If they can make the playoffs, whether they make the playoffs, I don't know, because they were so far back for a while. But and they're still a little ways back. They are, what are they? They're 5 points out of the wild card, and yeah, so Can they get into that spot? Can they find a way to get themselves into that wild card spot? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Oh, okay. All right. Oh. 15 pounds. She can be a little heavy. But yeah, we'll have to see what Calgary can do if they can somehow find their way into that spot. Number 9. These guys went up 2 spots also. These guys are on a nice little run. 4-0 on the week. 8-2 in the last 10. Winners of 8 straight. Nashville. The Predators. Wow, have they kind of came out of nowhere. They are currently the number 1 wild card. And yeah, they're looking good right now. They're looking really good right now. Of course, winners of 8 straight. And we'll have to see how the weeks will continue to go for them. But yeah, a team that looked pretty much left for dead a few weeks ago. Yeah, they're looking pretty good right now. Number 8. These guys move up 1 spot. Even though they didn't win a game this week, they went 0-1-1, 4-5-1 in the last 10. They did lose their last game, but they're still in the top row. Vancouver. The Canucks are still one of the better teams in the league. They just re-signed Elias Pettersson, which I think is huge for them. And I want to see them make a run. I really would. I would love to see the Canucks make a run. I think that would be really, really cool. They're still leading their division. It's not as it's not as big as it was. They're still 9 points up in the division, but they're still looking pretty decent. And again, like I said, I'd love to see them make a run. And we'll see how next week does for them too. Number 7. Now, these guys dropped 2 spots. They went 2-1-1 on the week. Losers of their last game, 6-3-1 in the last 10. Carolina. So the Hurricanes they're a pretty decent team too. Yeah, but Carolina, they were flirting with the Metro Division lead, and then the Rangers kind of went on a little run and kind of put a little space between them, but Carolina's still a pretty darn good team, and I think a lot of people might have them somewhat of a favorite to maybe make the conference finals again. We'll have to wait and see, though. Number 6. These guys stay in the same spot. They went 2-1 on the week, 2-1-1 on the week, 4-3-3 in the last 10. They've won 2 in a row, and they've overtaken first place again in the Central, and that's the Dallas Stars. So the Stars are... They're a team... They have their struggles sometimes, but man, they are a really, really good team. I am curious to see what other moves they make at the trade deadline. They went on and got Tanev from Calgary in a 3-team deal, and yeah, so we'll have to see what other moves Dallas makes. But the Dallas Stars they're looking really good right now too. And they've overtaken first by 2 points in the Central Division, even though they have played 4 more games than the team in second place. So, whether or not Dallas can hang on to that first place spot, we'll have to see. Number 5. The team I just talked about in second place behind Dallas. They dropped 1 spot. They went 3-1 on the week. They're 8-2 in the last 10. They did win their last game. Winnipeg. So the Jets have 4 games in hand on the Dallas Stars. Now, does that mean you can have all the games in hand you want. Got to win them though. Can they get first place back from Dallas with those 4 games in hand? Possible. Again, like I said, you got to win them. But yeah, Winnipeg again. They're playing really well. They're looking good, and even though there's a lot of question right now about their attendance issues and whatever, but which I don't see them having. I don't see that as big of an issue as a lot of people think. But yeah, Winnipeg still in the top 5. Number 4. These guys move up 4 spots. Yeah, these guys move up 4 spots. 3-0 in the week, 6-3-1 in the last 10. They're back on a little bit of a winning streak again. Here come the Oilers again. The Oilers, who just overtook Vegas by a point in the division, in their division, in the Pacific Division. The Oilers are looking good again. And considering where they started the season out and where they are now, I wouldn't have saw that coming. When they started out 2-9-1, who saw them currently in second place in the division? I didn't think that would happen. But here they are. They're currently second in the division. They're on another 3-game winning streak. Can they continue it? We'll see. Number 3. Dropping 1 spot. And yes, even though they dropped 1 spot, even though they have won 2 in a row, they have 2-1 in the 2-1 on the week, 9-1 in their last 10 games. Toronto. So the Leafs again are a team that they're in a division that's brutal. They're in a division that's brutal. It's looking like whoever they play in the first round, it's not going to be it's not going to be pretty. Whoever they play in the first round, it's either going to be Boston or Florida, most likely. Whoever they play in the first round, and oof, I don't know. I don't know on that one. I really don't. But Toronto, they're looking good right now. They're playing well. Austin Matthews looks like he's going to hit 70 goals this year, 70 plus. And they're a good team. They're on a good little run right now. Obviously they've won 9 of their last 10, and yeah, they're looking pretty darn good. And so number 3 this week. Number 2. These guys, where are they? Okay, yeah, they went, even though they went 1-1-1 on the week, they're 8-1-1 in their last 10. They did lose their last game in a shootout. They were number 1 last week. They're number 2 this week. The New York Rangers. So the Rangers are just, they had a nice 10-game winning streak, and they are a team that is going to be very dangerous, I think, come playoff time. Could be very dangerous. They have a 6-point lead over Carolina in the Metro Division, and yeah, I think the Rangers are going to could be a very dangerous team in the division, and we'll have to see what they can do. Obviously, depending on what who they'll draw in the playoffs. They're looking pretty good right now. And number 1, moving up 2 spots, the team that honestly I think is playing the best hockey in the league right now. They went 3-0 on the week, 9-1 in the last 10, winners of 4 straight. Florida. The Panthers have just been on another level right now. I think they've won 14 of their last 16 games. They are just they're playing the best hockey in the league. To me, they're the best team in the league, and a team that was in the finals last year. Is this the year they maybe go all the way and win it finally? Who knows? But yeah, as of right now, to me, they're playing the best hockey of anybody in the NHL, and I think they're a deserved number one. And yeah, we'll see if they can keep that little run going. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you think, who do you think I've been unfair to again? Or, or do you think a lot of these teams are exactly where they should be? Again, I'd love to know what you guys think. Please like this video. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you feel so inclined. That would also be greatly, greatly appreciated. And, if you feel like you want to share this video or any other videos from the channel, go right ahead. Share them with friends, family. If there's, if there's people that that are hockey fans that, like watching hockey stuff on YouTube, yeah, let them know about the channel. And, yeah, that would be absolutely awesome. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Again, like and subscribe to the channel if you would be so inclined. Again, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated by me. And yeah, let me know what teams you think I was unfair to this week, or do you think I've got a lot of these teams where they should be? Let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys later.